Okay, in this quick video, I'm going to show you how we can do a couple of things with our footage to either slow down or speed up the footage that you've got, as well as changing the way that it appears on the screen in terms of making it bigger or shrinking it down. The first thing we're going to do is using this tool over here. We're going to use the speed function. So I click on speed here, and I've got my speed selected. It's telling me it's currently at 100%. So yeah, I can use the slider to increase that speed, and I'll take it up to around 400. I can also choose if I want to do the whole little clip or if I want just a section of it. And I can use this ramp function, which just gives a little bit of a slow transition into that sped up section. So I've turned a 12-second clip into a 3-second clip. Let's have a look and see how it goes.
Into the handle to go into the atomic.
Great. So that's when you want to show a particular process. You want to show the whole thing, but you don't want the students to sit through it because it is so slow and boring. So you could just show a sped up version. You don't want to go too crazy with this because it can look a little bit comical, but it's really useful in a lot of practical demonstrations. You could also think about slowing something down. If you've got a particular fast movement or a function that is kind of hard to see, if you're pressing particular buttons, you might want to actually then slow down that footage so that students can see it easier. Okay, let's do the next thing. So I want to get rid of the speed menu here. So I'm just going to click on that again, and it's going to draw it back into the sidebar. And I'm going to go into this one here, crop and rotate, because I want to make this scene a little bit closer in, have a less of my hands, less of the bench, and more of the action in the middle. So I'm going to click on the main preview screen, and when I drag this out, it's going to zoom in, and I really want the whole screen to be taken up by the coffee basket and me just filling it up. So here we go.
Into the handle to go into the atomic.
Great, and again, that's much clearer if I just do that little bit of zooming in. So of course you can go both ways, and you could shrink it in. Because I've got another layer underneath, you could have this newsreader style setup where you've got a demonstration happening in the background. And if I wanted to, again, crop that in a little bit, I can use the advanced functions here and just drag it in on the left or right sides to, again, focus in on what's happening in the middle there. And if I don't want any of the clinking audio that's coming through on this section, I can also just click mute on that part of the video. Great. Okay, so another way of using that transform tool, let's add a picture or a graphic in there that we can bring up onto the screen. I'm going to go to My Media, and in here I've just got this transparent image of the Lavazza coffee, and look, it is huge at the moment. And it's placed it in my timeline just here, but I want to have it so that it's actually coming up and over the screen as I'm talking about it. So here it is here, and I can just have that popping up on the screen. So when I start talking about filling it with coffee, there's a little graphic to say, this is what the coffee is. And again, I can add my transitions. So let's go to transitions, and we'll have a dissolve so that it just fades onto the screen and lasts for a couple of seconds. Let's have a look at that.
Coffee basket rather than the double shot, which I'd use for
Great.
2 or 3 people.
So there's a few functions that you can now play around with your footage. There's altering the speed of your footage. You can mute that footage if it's sounding a little bit weird with the sped up footage there, using the audio tab, and of course the transform tool if you want to zoom in on a particular area, or if you're bringing in that extra graphic that you want to shrink and place in a particular part of the screen.